Welcome back to the show. We often talk about finding the perfect trade, that holy grail indicator, or the strategy that's going to make you rich overnight. But today, we're going to talk about the one thing that truly separates a long-term professional from a short-term gambler. It's not luck, it's not greed, and it's certainly not a magic indicator. It's risk management, specifically the science of position sizing. I'm your host, Alex, and joining me today is financial strategist David Chen. David, thanks for coming on.
Alex, it's great to be here. I think this topic is the most important and yet the most overlooked part of trading. Traders spend 90% of their time on entry strategy and 10% on survival strategy. We need to flip that ratio.
That's a powerful point. Let's set the context. Why does position sizing matter so much in a market like Forex, where we have huge leverage available?
Well, I often use the captain and the galleon metaphor. Imagine you're the captain of a 17th century galleon. You have a huge fortune in gold, you know your destination, but before you set sail, would you load all your gold onto that single ship? You wouldn't, because you're exposed to hurricanes, pirates, and unforeseen storms. You fractionate the risk. The leverage in Forex is like having the option to load 100 times more cargo than your ship can safely hold. Novice traders, driven by greed, overload the boat, and the first market squall, the first unexpected losing streak, sinks them.
That makes perfect sense. They failed not because their analysis was wrong, but because their exposure was wrong.
Exactly. The biggest mistake is the inability to define how much to invest relative to the account size. And that brings us to the foundation of professional trading, the 1-2% rule.
The golden rule and the statistical buffer. The 1-2% rule is the golden standard, but I think many new traders treat it as an arbitrary suggestion. Can you explain why this specific number is so powerful?
It's all about the math of survival, Alex. If you risk only 2% of your total capital on a single trade, you would need to suffer 50 consecutive losing trades to completely wipe out your account, 50 in a row. That scenario is statistically almost impossible if you have even a half-decent strategy.